Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home for a nice early morning Sunday. I want to wish everybody a blessed Sunday, and we're going to do another straight shave today, but it's going to be a little bit of mystery until we get to the end. I'll give you some hints of what we're going to be using, and this all pertains to the soap, so you can kind of guess along as you're watching. We're going to be using a Wustoff Trident 44. It's 6/8 and beautiful razor, very well done. It's a very hollow grind. It really borders on full bellied hollow, but a very great razor, and it's been stropped 30 and 60. For our aftershave, we're going to be using Tangerine Creeper by the Holy Black. Not using the soap today, I will give you that hint, but we are using the barrel proofed aftershave, as this is actually proofed in oak barrels or bourbon barrels, or other, and it's a wonderful scent. For our EDT, we'll be using Duke Cannon Randolph. And I'll give you one other hint. It's got bergamot and some other stuff in it. And then, of course, for the brush, and another hint is located in this brush, we're going to be using our Paladin Cleo, Neptune Cleo. So that'll give you some hints of what the soap is. Also, there's been some discussion on the shaving cadre about this soap. It is a re-release. This is the tallow version. I almost gave it away. This is the tallow version of this soap. And usually it comes out in the fall, which is odd because it's a very, well, what I would say more of a summery scent. But wonderful all the same. Hope everybody's doing well. We've got a Zoom call this afternoon for the members of the TSC, and I hope everybody's enjoying the early fall weather as we ramp up for Halloween. So have you guessed the soap yet? Okay, once again, we're using the 6/8 Wustoff Trident today. And with the fact that this is almost a full-bellied hollow, she is a singer. On the strop, it sounds like church bells. Other than stropping, well, the edge is held very well. It is a Solingen blade, so it's a little bit softer than your Swedish or Spanish steel. But still the right amount of hardness where it feels soft on the face, but holds an edge real well. I don't know why this soap's not re-released more often, but another hint to the soap is it does not, at least when I purchased this soap a few years ago, once again, it was a limited run. and they did not have an aftershave for it. They may have an aftershave for it now, but I am unaware of that. Of this manufacturer, I find that this particular version is the hardest to lather. Now, when I say hard, that's a relative term, because I don't think there's a soap, except for Eucharist, that I can't get to lather. But I do find this one a little bit, from this manufacturer, a little bit more difficult to lather. It requires a little bit more patience on the water. Now, I've never bowl lathered this, so that could be another factor as well. I don't know if the packaging will be the same, but the packaging was pretty cool. Another hint as to what the manufacturer is. It's made right here in the state that I live in. I would not call it a tier 1 soap, although there's other offerings in the lineup of the company that I would say are tier 1. But this particular soap, I would call probably a high tier 2, just because it's a little bit more difficult to deal with. It doesn't quite give the slickness and face feel that I like, but the fragrance kind of makes up for that. It's just of all the formulas that this company has, there's another hint, this one seems to be the toughest to get right and get consistent. And I've noticed that every time I used it. This time was a little bit better, but the last time I used it, it was rather horrible. And for me, that's not normal, because I can, like I said, I can get almost anything to make a good lather. Again, minus Eucharist. I mean, heck, I can even get the non-tallow version of English Fern to lather well. But then again, like I said, this company has offerings that are definitely tier 1. The owner is a wonderful guy. Another hint is the only complaint some people have. I don't, however. Some complaint is that the size of the containers are too small to load from. Well, I disagree with that completely, because for those of you on the TSC that will be receiving some samples here soon from a company I will not name, because quite frankly, I don't want to give them the advertising. each jar is this big. And in the instructional video on how to lather it both ways, bowl and face, I'm going to show you how you can load a brush with plenty of soap off of a puck this size and still get the same type of lather. So, in my honest opinion, the size of the container doesn't matter. You should be able to load a brush, whether that be synthetic or otherwise, without doing it. And also, those of you that are receiving samples, I was told that there's no way that you can get a good lather with this particular soap from a synthetic brush. Hold my beer. We'll show you. Little bit of cleanup today, and a shout out to Bill M. He's really been promoting my flat blading technique, and I appreciate it. I think it's driving him a little crazy, the engineering and the logistics behind it. But a lot of time and research went into flat blading. My wife's an engineer, so she helped me kind of look at angles and look at the geometries and determine that flat blading will work. All of that I just told you was a big lie. One day I was sitting here and I said, I looked at the edge, I looked at my face, and I went, I wonder if I can flat blade this and see if that would make a difference. That was it. So it was kind of a happenstance that that happened. But it works perfectly, especially in here where I've always had the problem. And it also does not affect the alum hit, if any. Which there isn't with this blade to begin with. It's just wonderful. So, have you guessed it yet? If you haven't, I'll give you a couple more hints before I show it to you. It looked as if this was a big smorgasbord of soaps and aftershaves, different manufacturers and stuff like that, which it was, but each one of the components is in the soap, except for maybe that. But it's in the EDT. That was Thayers Lavender. If you haven't tried the lavender yet, it's really good stuff. We'll let that dry down. So once again, our sponsors for today were Ed Wustoff and the Tridente 6/8 Tridente. Wonderful full hollow. Our brush today was from Ken and the great folks over at Paladin Shaving. Now, I say sponsored, but these are all paid for, obviously. And the Neptune Cleo. If you ever get a chance to get a Cleo, they are an amazing brush, especially my favorite's the Neptune, but they also have a burgundy or a Cabernet that looks really nice. That's wonderful. For the aftershave, we're going to be using Tangerine Creeper, hint, hint, hint. And for the EDT, we'll be using Randolph by Duke Cannon. Now, another big hint, all those colors are in the label of, or at least the older label of this offering. And I know that I had offered some samples to people. And another hint, somebody already pulled the trigger and bought it. And also, if you can get a hold of the Tangerine Creeper, do. It's an amazing aftershave. Barrel aged, a hint of the, I think the W9 or whatever the cooling agent is that's non-menthol, but just the tangerine, and it gets better as time goes by. It's pretty much unobtainium, but if you can find it, good for you. Okay, big reveal. Did you get it? I think most of you probably did, and that's right. WSP Formula T in Neroli. Now, like I said, this is a limited edition that he brings out. It hasn't been out in a while, I don't think, but I think everybody wanted it so badly. And for Brian Scuttle Soap on the TSC, I know he already pulled the trigger on it. You will love it. It's good. But unless he's changed the formulary a little bit, it's for a WSP soap, it's a little on the hard side to lather, at least from a face lathering standpoint. Water is very critical, and if you overwater it, you lose it, and if you underwater it, it gets pasty. So there's a kind of happy medium there. For the talc, we're using Proraso. And this matches real well with this, even though it's rosemary and mint, but citrus and mint always go well together. And then for the EDT once again, and you know, as far as a budget EDT that you can get at CVS, I'm not sure if Walgreens has it. I think they do, but I think Walmart even has it. This acts like an EDP. It's that strong, and it's wonderful. Lasts forever. I think it was like $18 for this whole thing, so it's definitely worth it. I've got the Randolph and the Seneca, and I guess there's some other good ones as well. So, well, there you go, folks. Thanks for joining us today. We're 16 minutes in. That's not too bad because I was blathering on. Don't forget to check us out at theshavingcadre.com. I am one of the owners, along with Chad C. Vargo and Chris Lindsay, CB Lindsay of CBL Soap. So please check us out at www.theshavingcadre.com. And if you like the video and the content that you're seeing, you'll see right over here, you'll see a barber pole with a cowboy hat on it. That's the logo for my barbershop. And then also ring the bell and you'll be notified anytime one of these videos comes out. I usually do 2 or 3 a week and everything else. So once again, I'm Barber Dave. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a blessed Sunday and a great remainder of the weekend. Take care.